Thank you for joining me tonight. We're going to do a healing on your wisdom tonight in the sanctuary, and I've got it broken down into a couple of different sections. So tonight I'm going to take a look at your generic wisdom and give a healing to that. Then we're going to take a look at your past life wisdom, and then your present time wisdom. And then I'm going to give a healing to something called your columns. And what your columns are, I'll go ahead and explain them to you right now. Let's say that I was somebody who had a lot of pride, and I spent many lifetimes playing the game of pride. So after many, many lifetimes of playing the game of pride, I now know a lot of information about the assets of pride, and I all know the information about the liabilities of pride. So I know both sides of pride. So I'm neutral to pride. So what happens when you get neutral to an energy vibration or a game, all of that information gets put into something called your columns. And they look, clairvoyantly, just like Roman or Greek columns. And you can see them if you look over the right shoulder. They're kind of behind people. And so that's something that I'm going to give a healing to all of you tonight. Then we're going to do a download. We're going to download our relationship wisdom, our health and wellness wisdom, and our financial wisdom. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okie dokie. So first thing is I'm going to take a look at, I think I'm going to do it like this, present time wisdom. We'll take a look at that first. Oh, and for those of you that are new, pardon me, I didn't explain this. How I can work on a healing on everybody all at once is I work off of a composite of everybody in the sanctuary. And what that does is it allows me to look at something called matching pictures. So I can identify where people have matched pain levels. And that helps me see the pain so I can clear it. So that's how the healings get done. Okay, now back to the healing. Your wisdom looks like a golden egg with a thick, dark crust around it. So what's inside the egg, it just looks like the shape of an egg, is this beautiful, radiant gold. And there's a lot of this thick, crunchy energy around it that makes it hard for you to access some of your wisdom. So we're going to strip that out and see if the wisdom is more easily accessible. So much judgment and getting yelled at, and a lot of complaints and stuff about I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I had something coming up on the computer screen. Give me a moment to get back into trance. Oh, so much judgment about your information, like when you share your wisdom. So the judgment that gets thrown at you for sharing wisdom, that is what is part of this thick crust, a crust of judgment. So the crust is starting to release. And some of you, I see, as a result of all of this judgment, dummy yourselves down. That's the expression I'm going to use. When you dummy down, when you pretend that you're not as smart as you really are. So I definitely see that. Good. This is starting to open up. A lot of that judgment is getting released. This is also a reason why you sometimes won't speak up because of the judgment. When you do speak up and you want to share your wisdom. So there's also energy coming out of the fifth chakra right now. Yeah, this wisdom space, the golden egg. I think that's what I'm going to call it because it's getting more and more gold, and the junk that was around it is definitely releasing. And I'm starting to see a lot of your spiritual wisdom in this, in the golden egg right now. There's a lot of spiritual wisdom, and the trick is getting it into the body. A lot of your wisdom is going to be up above your head, and I'm going to put that in as one more space for us to download. Okay. And the other thing about your wisdom is it's very much in present time. It's great. It's getting a really good healing. And I think it's going to be a lot easier for you to tap into it. I'm just waiting for the crust on the back to release. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the golden egg and placing it above your crown chakra. And I'm going to take a line of energy, a gold line of energy from your crown up to the golden egg so that that wisdom has a clear connection. Okay, that looks really good. I'm going to go on to look at your wisdom from past lives. And kind of my picture about this was take a look at how you get your wisdom into this body from your past lives. Well, it actually is different for everybody. Sometimes some of you, it trickles in. Some of you bring a big amount of it in. It's all different. But one thing that is common, or the common thread to all of this, is the energy that's associated with the wisdom from the past lives. So just because you have wisdom doesn't mean it's clean wisdom, if you know what I mean. It doesn't mean that that wisdom doesn't come with an energy charge to it. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. This the way that I'm working this is on a timeline with, let's say, a rose for present time, and then there's past time, and there's like waves of brown on the past timeline. That's the energy that comes with your wisdom. So that's where I'm working, just to give you an idea of how I'm doing this. It's cleaning up nicely. Oh, so you know what I just saw is, in order to get that wisdom, sometimes you created some karma for yourself. So I'm going to do a little healing on karma that comes with your wisdom. This karma is like an army green color coming out. Okay, that released. Now, I put a rose on the timeline in present time, and now you're bringing in a lot of energy since that timeline got cleared off. So there's a big fat red rose in present time, and you're collecting up your energy from those past lives. Okay. Now I'm going to take a look at your columns. And if you were late on the call, I'll briefly go over what your columns are again. In life, we play games, energetic games, and I was talking about using the example of if I played the game of pride a lot of lifetimes, and I did a lot of life experience, or got a lot of life experience with pride, learning about what the benefits of pride are and what the detriments of pride are. And I've played it so many times that now I'm neutral to the vibration of pride. So all of my information on the game of pride now goes into something called my columns, and they are stored behind your right shoulder. That's where you can see them energetically as a clairvoyant. And they look like columns, like Greek and Roman columns. It's however you want to see them. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is ground all of your columns. This is a lot more vast than I expected because each one of you has many columns. Okay, the biggest energy coming out of the columns is regret. And even more specifically, regrets about love. And now I'm just clearing energy between you and your columns. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right. Maybe you didn't know you're that smart. You have a whole bunch of columns. All right. Next, we're going to do some downloads. So the first wisdom vibration I'm going to work with you on is your relationship wisdom. Well, you know what? I need to ground your relationship wisdom first. There's a little bit of foreign energy on it. In other words, it doesn't look all perky and bright, and I don't want to be bringing in a low level energy into you. So just give me a minute here. Now I can see it. Okay. Now I can see it's a very bright yellow, like a kind of between a light yellow and a bright yellow gold. And I'm doing it like I did the other one, where I'm using a symbol for your relationship wisdom, placing it above your head, and then connecting it with a gold line of energy. And that puts you in communication with your wisdom. Okay, so uh, that was relationship wisdom. Let me just make sure we got all of that in there. There's still a lot of energy in the relationship wisdom that I'm working on trying to clear. For some reason, there's a lot of energy about retreating from relationships that needs to be cleared. Okay, now that looks correct. And I'm going to fill it in with the gold sun. Okay. And then the next download is on health and wellness wisdom. This is a really pretty blue-green. And as it's downloading, the wisdom is going to all different parts of the body. And every spirit in a female body just got a little boost. I just watched all the females turn their female energy on. So some of the energy that needs to be cleaned out of the health and wellness wisdom is a lot of medical energy. Yeah, a lot of that energy of doctors where you may have given up your seniority to a medical professional and gone along with whatever they said they thought was best for your body instead of like checking in with your inner voice. So that's what I'm clearing. That's interesting. There's a lot of anger associated with this, and I think this is my take on it, that in order to create that wisdom, your body's probably been invaded a number of times, and the anger is from all those times. That's great. I'm watching the download, and the upper half of your body is all filled with that blue green energy now. So I'm just going to help move it down into the lower half. I'm being shown some survival energy to clean out of this download. Or maybe what I'm really looking at is where the download is lighting up survival energy that needs to be cleared. Because it's not coming in with the download. That is a really nice vibration in the body now. That blue-green is everywhere. So I'll fill you in with a gold sun, and we will go on to your financial wisdom. Of course, this energy came up green, but it's like a bright spring green. And I'm doing the same thing using a symbol for your financial wisdom above your crown chakra and drawing a gold line from the top of your head, from your crown to that symbol. And I'm just watching the download. How interesting. This download is going directly to your energy channels, and it has something to do with keeping the energy moving in your body and matching it to that dichotomy of creating and destroying, giving and receiving, where it's circular. There's a lot of invalidation lighting up as your download comes in, like really thick, dark, heavy energy. Wow, so much invalidation and disappointment coming out. And there's some more dark energy that's being cleared that got lit up as you're bringing that financial information in. The financial wisdom is not moving really throughout the body. It's mostly in the head. And some in the hands, the hand chakras. And as you're bringing in your own financial wisdom, what I see flying out of your space is a lot of bank energy, like traditional money institutions. That kind of energy is coming out of your space. Yay, we have some gold. There's a really pretty orange gold coming into your space. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and fill you in with gold there, and we'll do one last download, and that's spiritual wisdom. Okay. Well, because your channels are cleaned out from this healing, I'm watching the symbol above the head release energy, and it's just going straight down the channels, and then it's kind of like branching out throughout your space. A lot of clairaudient information coming in. And information about communicating with celestial beings. A lot of information on your knowingness coming in. That's the crown chakra information. Everybody was wanting information on the third chakra. It is an important chakra. It's our energy distribution chakra, and it's also the chakra that has our silver cord that allows us to go out onto the astral at night. So it's a big chakra, and I just find that interesting that everybody wanted information on that. The main thing that I get from this particular download is also how many beings would like to work with you, like in the capacity of either a healing master or a guide. So a lot of spiritual guides are showing up. I'm grounding all the guides, so you can pick a guide maybe this week that you'd like to work with. And there's a little element of magic coming into everybody's space right now. It's this translucent kind of pink lavender energy. Okay, that looks really good. I'm going to fill you in with a big gold sun. Filling your columns in. Feels good to have all that information again. All right. I'll close out this healing, and then I just have a few announcements. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this healing on wisdom in the sanctuary be complete. Amen. All right. I'm just kind of bathing in the energy of that right now. That was nice. Oh yeah, announcements. Okay. So if you are interested or are thinking about the Healing from A to Z program, I have one more introductory class that I'm going to do on that, and that's going to be on June 4th. It's a Sunday, and it's going to be from 4 o'clock to 4:30. And then the program gets started 2 days later. So we are coming up on our first start date. So if you are interested and you haven't contacted me yet, go ahead and contact me, because it's happening and it's coming up. And then let's see. Next week, we're going to do a Body Beautiful meditation on flexibility. So that's going to be coming up. And Christy sent out the June mailer, so you guys can all take a look at that. We have a Female Fridays coming up, and that's on your value. So that's what's coming up for the rest of the month. And thank you for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night at 7. Okay? Got my eyes on you. Have a great night tonight. And thanks again for joining me.